Hi everyone, my name is Vyse and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Last time, as Kyoko here is saying, we discovered that Hifumi was one of the assailants. Now with this bit of information, I think I know who did it, but I'm gonna let the events play out. I don't want to spoil anything just in case I'm right, and I don't want to look like a complete idiot just in case I'm wrong. So, let's keep going.
That means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
Oh, if the person who did it is who I think it is, I can certainly believe
If you're
it.
having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Yes, please do.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The thing Hifumi stole from Taka. It is it the note? Or the piece of paper? Yeah, the note he had.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
Yeah.
What? In his pants?
Don't look so excited, please.
Yes, his pants. Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m., shortly before his watch stopped.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro.
Which was Taka.
And that person could only have been...
Taka. Hifumi's pants, really?
I got it! That's right! Taka!
No one's gonna contact Hifumi's pants, that's just creepy.
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
How can there be an objection?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
Oh.
So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
TikTok, Huffy. Those are some weird nicknames.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Yeah, because you're creepy, that's why. Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her get to me. So I absolutely love the soundtrack. I know I've said it multiple times. But I love this soundtrack. Okay, so I have these 3 bullets.
Huffy had the note, right?
Yes.
Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said.
Oh, broken with
What time
rock.
did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
Yes.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Yes! I got it right first try. A freaking zaw.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
Why didn't you just talk about the scrap of paper, the ripped scrap of paper that was in Taka's hand? That seems to be the first place I would go to.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Where he was murdered.
Which is where Taka was killed. I see. So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Indeed.
Well, when you put it like that.
No further objections!
So we're not even gonna bring up the right piece of paper?
Someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Trying to hide it because he's an accomplice.
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Now, we're gonna go with the ripped piece of paper. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There we go.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Why didn't you already try to figure that out?
Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There is only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap.
Indeed.
Did I get all that right?
You sure did.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
I know.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
Yes, she is.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Walrus.
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
What?
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Yes.
So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
Not necessarily.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Oh, shut up, you douchebag.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either.
It said similar weapon, not exact same
The
weapon.
Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue. So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Neither.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too.
Oh, wait a minute.
And I don't think either one
To
is
attack
big enough to
Celeste,
kill
that
someone.
one was one.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
Yes, it is.
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Same kind of thing.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. I already know the truth. Yep, the spotless hammer.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
well, whatever it was, There's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
There we go. Dang it! I thought for sure that'd be it. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I want to stab your seriously adorable, serious face off.
Shoot!
Crap.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
Is it this one?
Was
No.
it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe
Better wait for the
Justice
whole thing to
Hammer
cycle
4?
by.
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
I kind of want to look at that
One thing
website,
seems pretty clear.
see if it's real.
The murder weapon had to be one of the
No!
Justice Hammers.
Yes!
No, that's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Yep, one that was unpainted.
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris, but for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder.
Yep.
If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones,
Pretty sure my face is covering up, but you know they're over there.
and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
I think they just grabbed hammers from there and painted them to look like the Justice Hammers.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
Go away, Fly.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Yep.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him. Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
So what, did he kill himself?
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Might have to absorb another bullet for this.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Dang it. Can you really say there's no chance two people worked on this?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can
Dang.
graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule
Okay, yeah, I'm
was
gonna
explained
absorb
to us.
the
That
last
only
thing.
really applies if there's one murder,
And use that to
right?
shoot the first one. I think that's what it's
In this
supposed to be.
case, however, there were two murders.
Okay.
Based
Hopefully
on the
this
rules
works.
that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true.
Please. Yes!
No, that's wrong.
I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering.
But if Hifumi worked alone, why is he dead?
Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
So like I kill one person, you kill one person, we both get out because we're both blackened?
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
Took a really smart person to do that.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Indeed.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Oh, I think it makes perfect sense. The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko is really amazing. Although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this. She is the ultimate detective. That has to be her ultimate.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
I know.
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions. In the end, murdered him. In the debates up till now, the case is unfolded. When you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. I know who it was. I know who it was.
Here's my answer.
It was Celeste. Did not mean to do a simultaneous thing there, but that was awesome.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yes, you are. You killed him.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
I know it was you, Celeste.
A joke? I wonder.
Who else would Hifumi do this for? Why else were you the one who kept showing everyone where the Robo-Justice suit was?
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Yes, you did.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him.
You can control him very easily, as we saw when he got you tea.
That I would go within 10 feet of that shit brain, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Dang!
Pardonnez-moi.
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering the suspicious individual.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
And also the picture. If they were working together, that picture could have easily been faked.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
I wish I could just punch you in the face right now.
Sorry.
Don't apologize! Punch him!
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Look at that face, she's like, oh crap, I'm done for.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Yep.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down to the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yeah! Huh? What was that? It came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In
Yep.
fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split up into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well then. Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I'll leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
And, okay, I had been talking to Celeste a lot because I did like her as a character. Her as a person, like if I met her in person, she would just terrify me. I just want to find out more about her because she seems like a very well-written character. So I'm not too sad to see her go. But I do think the story will be missing something without her character presence.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
I'm so happy I actually figured this out before I got here.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
That was when Hifumi got up and left.
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I
Yep.
have no idea what you mean.
Yes, you do.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
I actually don't know what he's talking about right now. What are you talking
What are
about?
you talking about?
Yeah, I forgot they were voicing themselves for a second.
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all gonna die here. We're gonna die, just like those guys did.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Me neither.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Come on, dude. Yes, you do. You can figure it out.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. What is he alluding to?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Did you say that she's known about Hifumi's death? Oh, okay.
All I said was,
Is it gonna be that simple?
we must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys.
Dang it! Crap.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Dang it!
Shoot!
Well, it is said those
All I
guys,
said
because it was
was-
plural.
They must really be enjoying this.
Come on, think!
Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
And Fumi's dead.
All I said was,
Please be
they
right.
must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around,
Wait a minute.
frightened and confused. They must be
Wait a minute.
positively elated.
The side of
We are
us.
all going to die
That
here.
meant that the killer was there.
We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Please,
And
please
that
be
is all
right.
I said.
Please.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Dang it!
Shoot!
Come on, okay.
All I
Dang.
said was, they must really be enjoying this.
Arrgh!
Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively
Okay.
elated.
I think I know what I need
We
to
are
do.
all going to die here.
We're gonna absorb the last possible truth
We are
bullet
going to die.
and shoot it
just
there.
Like those guys died.
Well, I guess you can't see me
And
pointing at
that
the
is all I
screen,
said.
but you know what I mean.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Okay.
All I said was, They must really
Please
be
work, please
enjoying
work, please
this.
work, please work, please work!
Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and
Please, 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 please. I know what's
They must
happening.
be positively elated.
I know what's happening, I know.
We are all going to die here.
We are going to die. Just like
Yes!
No, it's wrong.
Okay, almost screwed myself over.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died.
Okay, see, it's stuff like this that frustrates me because I knew what was suspicious about her wording, but I had to figure out what bullet to put where. It was weird.
When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations.
Oh.
You know that?
Thought she was about to admit it.
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It was set up because you were working together. It was fake.
It has to be some kind of setup, right?
Yes.
So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit.
You could have put the suit together and posed it.
Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
No. You put the costume together and then made it look like it. Like it could have been empty and he could have still been standing. You could have still made the costume stand.
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Fumi away, the only possibility is Hifumi is dragging the suspect away?
God!
Hadn't thought of
It's
that.
not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Ah, I never thought about that actually. Aha!
Certainly within the realm of possibility.
We got you.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Ah, so he was unconscious and like had him on his back. That's what happened.
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
No.
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Dang. Celeste thinks she can prove there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. Is that really possible? Okay.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
They
Then the
can't bend.
fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
They can't bend at the waist. Couldn't bend at the waist. Okay.
dressed me up in
So
that
it's
suit
Robo
after I
Justice
passed
costume,
out.
right?
Then you
Yeah,
just
it's the
break
costume,
across
not the
it for me
blueprints.
and had him carry my weight.
As for
You
some
tried
reason I
making
thought
me
the
look like the
blueprints
bad
would
guy.
be what comes up.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight.
Yes!
That's wrong.
Yes.
Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that, because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Couldn't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
Monokuma looks kind of pleased right now.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
We got you.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
You're creepy now.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Your voice changed.
Celeste? Clearly! You want to cram me into your little guilty box? Well, there's one little problem.
Your accent's gone.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
You told him to say that. Hey, Fumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember the name. Yasuhiro?
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
What?
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Oh, something else, because I just realized this. The background of this case is a moon. It was a moon. Like celestial. I mean, the moon is celestial, like Celeste. So I'm wondering if that was done on purpose, because this is the guilty party. And I kind of want to go back to the other two cases and see if the backgrounds of those sort of suggest who the guilty party is in those cases.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Was it nicknames? No, it wasn't nicknames.
I got it!
Yeah, he used our last
That's
names.
right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Yeah, like Mr. Naegi is what he called me.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Because Celestia Ludenberg is not a Japanese name. And as we just saw, she's been faking her accent if she could just drop out of it that easily.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
You do now.
Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
So, make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. Is it bullet time again? E-handbook. I need the e-handbook.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
There we go!
No,
Yes!
it's wrong. That's it! The handbook!
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right?
Yep.
Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. And this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything.
Yep.
That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Okay, time to do the manga thing. Okay, so that would have nothing to do with the case. So they're conspiring. Yeah. That makes sense. Wait, what the? Okay, there we go. I don't know, maybe that? No. What the heck is going on there? Ah! 1 o'clock, when he would show up. He was like, what? Then okay. Put him in there. And then... camera. And then... yeah. Justice Hammer 3 was used... no, wait. Yeah, it was 4 that was used on him. Never mind. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I think. No. That goes there. And then Justice Hammer 4 goes here. Then, okay, show the picture. There's all like, ow, my head. And you see Justice Hammer 2 within the library. And then you put blood all over him. And then Justice Hammer 3 was planted. They saw everything. He left. Pushed the corpse. And then suspect Celeste killed him there.
The killer is
Okay,
you.
let's do this. Go away, Flyer.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was
Got that right?
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Yes.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Yes. Am I gonna get this in one try?
Someone they met with was Hiro. The
I think I am.
murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2, and an injured Hifumi, to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
Yeah, okay, yes. I was worried for a second.
while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celeste. I really like the artistic style of doing that. That was really cool looking.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I got it all in the first try, yes!
I lost?
Yep.
I lost?
Yep.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Bunch of A's and B's, excellent. Yes. 92 Mono coins, that's pretty good.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay.
I'm not gonna enjoy this.
If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Hope she at least tells us why. Like, hopefully it's more than that. It would be the ultimate gamble. Hopefully it's more than that. It's basically a formality at this point. But once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else's mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan? But how'd you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
And did you use... you know... I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'm avoid mentioning it by name. But it was the one thing Hifumi and Taiko are both super into. Does she mean... is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt, you're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words...
Then you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with? Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you. Alone. It's about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it. What?
So then...
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room early and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I showed it to Ifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how'd he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
What?
As for me...
Please forgive me, he threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then... It's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. Said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. Can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna friggin' kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands. Huh?
Actually...
Taka's planning to use her to escape. And he's made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka's gonna try to kill you.
Indeed.
And although he can keep her to himself, and also he can keep her to himself. That bastard.
This is unforgivable! Completely unforgivable!
Bastard!
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear I will save her!
Actually...
Then would you like to join with me? Just so happens I've come up with a plan. I've devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Ifumi agreed with that second thought. The effect that Adam had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even though love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But...
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it.
Let's see...
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity passed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
well,
When you were explaining your plan to Ifumi, how did you explain the part of him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Ifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Ifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Ifumi would have an alibi, so no one could doubt him. I told him that and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Ifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along? But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. And in that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Is it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. That's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life began here, my only thought has been escape.
But...
All along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Yeah, obviously that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. Do you want to know why, huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me...
And it was all for that dream. What was this dream of yours?
Isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. Now this is kind of creepy. I was gonna make them dress like vampires to satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there is my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but...
There is nothing to be done.
Unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but... You were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh.
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own end. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding. You are creepier than I thought you were.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying, and plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people, I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then...
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back to Marie Antoinette. I don't understand why anyone would want to do that.
Hey.
You just get executed again, exactly. Celeste smiled then. When she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she'd fool her own feelings. That statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Kills! Chills! Kills!
You all done? Okay then, let's get rolling. The Blackened disturb the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone.
I actually am kind of sad to see her go, even though she's really, really creepy.
Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
What the... Is she gonna be burned at the stake? The burning of the Versailles witch. What does this have to do with gambling? I guess it's more of her persona thing, but... Ugh. Burning alive, that's gotta be a horrible way to go. I went too fast, I couldn't tell what that said. What the... Oh. Okay then. That was unexpected. Okay, that actually wasn't as disturbing as I expected, but still. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend as well. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? And I just realized there can be only 2 more trials max. Because, okay. Yeah, there were 6 people. Hold on, let me see everyone again and then I'll explain. Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. We need to place more value on your
What
lives.
are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash, you just let me out.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is. But that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? I'm so sick of you people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey, hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine. What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Man, oh jeez. Oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean? Okay then, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Yeah. But, okay, here's what I mean. So, there's these 6 people. 1 more trial. If it's only 1 person killed, that's 2 people gone, the murdered and the blackened. So that leaves 4. And then the next batch, 1 killer, 1 blackened. That leaves 2. Well, 3 if you include Makoto. How can there be a trial after that? If 1 person commits a murder, if 1 person kills 1 person, then the innocent's gonna know who it was for sure. And then, so then that person would just kill 2 people and then leave. Because with no people to try them, they would just escape. So, my theory right now is that there's going to be a 4th trial and a 5th trial. And after the 5th trial, Makoto and the 2 who are still alive. And at this point, I'm hoping it's Kyoko and Hina. Those are the 2 I'm really pulling for. But I also have a feeling Hina's going to be murdered soon. I really hope that's not the case. I'm also a little terrified because I've heard that the 4th trial is really bad. But anyways, we're going to have to keep going. Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key Celeste gave you? Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers. What? Then that means Celeste probably hid it there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easier to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well, then we better
Indeed.
go check. Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said, I'm going on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check with you later. Why exactly are you going alone?
So...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance
Come on.
camera. That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us. Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
Well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo.
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does it mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone. But anyways, like I said before, I've heard from people who have played this game before that the fourth trial is the really, really brutal one. And I thought that when I heard that and started the game, I thought, oh, that's when, you know, I totally forgot her name. How can I forget her name? The first murder. I hate that I'm doing this. I've totally brain farted on her name. Sayaka! Almost said Sakura. I feel horrible for forgetting Sayaka's name. I thought that the fourth trial, when I started, was going to be Sayaka's murder. But no, that was the first trial, so what the heck's going to happen in the fourth trial? It's going to be so bad. But anyways, I need to wrap this up soon. It's already almost as long as the end of the second trial. But I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Yeah.
So then,
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the keys Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw... Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I'd never heard Kyoko so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So now I can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but... Can we take a sec? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me. What are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that, it's only naturally think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No. I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious people believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... Okay, this is gonna be good. What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come, and when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage locker, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Okay. This is gonna be really weird, isn't it? Just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about. Could it really be hidden here? Okay, yeah, just that one. Is it a hidden panel? Yeah, it is a hidden panel. Shows way in the back of the storage closet, but I mean, seriously? With that thing, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet, and suddenly, as if I were being yanked in. Aha. Gashunk. At the same time I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Ba-boom. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out, the back wall was like a revolving door and I made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. And way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room. So this is a secret room. But what's in here? There's a bunch of files and what look like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. But before I had a chance to look at it, a slip of paper fell through the file and I turned my attention to it. You must not leave. What's this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I can understand if it said I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words. You must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? What? A strange sound rang through my head. Felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth, and then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I don't know how long it had been. The files are gone. Ow. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. Just a normal desk, normal drawers. An empty bookshelf. Empty. Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone. What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should get back to my room, get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The farther I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. Can't see. In front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... What? As if from a vast distance I heard a sound. It was faint but undeniable. That sound is coming from the gym. As I desperately hauled my shaky frame towards the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. What? What's going on? It can't be nothing here in the gym. And I'm sorry this episode's kind of long, but I mean, there's just not, it's like I have to keep going. I don't want to put things in media res. Like, cliffhangers are one thing, but just leaving it right in the middle of things I don't like. I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. Sounds coming from inside, meanwhile only intensified that much. Ka-cha. What the heck? What? Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. Hell, one time's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move, breathe, and breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
She's the spy? The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat. No longer compromise. No longer regret.
Sakura's the spy?
I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
And now she's saying she's not the spy anymore.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be the mastermind spy is Sakura? Next Generation Legend Stand Tall Galactic Hero is over. To be continued. Got an achievement, three's a crowd, I guess, for going through seeing 3 people die, or the 3rd chapter, whichever. Okay. So, this seems like as good a place as any to end the episode. And it's right about the same length as the last trial end episode, but okay. I am proud of myself that I successfully figured it out before the end. I didn't look up any guides or anything. I'm very proud of myself that I figured that out, but we've got at least one more trial for sure, probably 2 more trials, and then we're gonna get pretty close to the end, but I'm really liking this game, even though it tears my feels apart constantly. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you like what you see, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, it really helps me out a lot. If you have suggestions for other games for me to play, let me know down in the comments. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next Vyse's Virtues. Catch y'all later.